Yappy. I haven't recorded anything in like so long, it feels like. That's a little better. It's Thursday. I don't have class today. Usually I do, but I didn't because we had our midterm exam. I don't know. I just took my exam. I scheduled it for class time so that it didn't ruin my schedule for myself. I did pretty good on this one. This one was my best score out of all of the classes that I am taking. Because this one I got an 88 out of 100. Which, high school me would be like, Zoe, how dare you? You used to get 100s. College me at 23 years old says, that's good enough. My accounting quiz that I took yesterday, or exam, I think it's exam. My accounting exam that I took yesterday, I had gotten about 70% on it. I don't remember what the actual numerical score was. I just remember I did the math and it was like 70%. And then economics, man. I failed my economics one because I didn't study. Because I did not care too much. But I feel terrible that I haven't been recording anything because, like I said in the last vlog, I've literally just been so busy with things that are not recordable because most of it's just going on like in my brain and not so much, you know, publicly and outwardly. But with the holidays coming up, I'm gonna try and record some fun activities and stuff and try and vlog a little more, even if I understand that they're probably gonna be a little more boring. Like I said, I like to record just so I have a lookbook back on my life, basically. And if I'm in the period of boring work, homework, and wedding planning, that's not boring. Let me rephrase that. Wedding planning is not boring, but it's definitely like, because it's still a year away, it's still just in like the beginning stages of wedding planning, which are boring because it's like, yeah, we got our venue, cool. We really can't do anything else until we like sit down and talk about other stuff. But because it's still a year away, I don't feel like, I simultaneously feel really rushed and also just like chill pill about it because it's like I was telling Adam when we started planning, I said, really what I want is I just want us to get the venue secured. Because once the venue is secured, then our date is secured and then we can start actually like planning around the date. So we have our venue, we've got our date, and now it's just kind of a waiting game of like what's coming next, what should we do next. There's a lot of like unknowns right now about, because I don't know if you guys know this, but I've never planned a wedding before. I've imagined planning a wedding before, but I've never actually gone through the process of contacting certain people for certain jobs, thinking about the smaller details that my big imagination didn't want to think about. Like, the other day my mom asked me like what florals I want, and I'm like, dude, I don't know. Because I always like assumed flowers are, you know, part of the wedding, but my brain just never pictured them when I imagined my wedding. And so not only do I have to remember that flowers are a thing for weddings, but also I have to remember that I have to pick what flowers I want. And I don't have that answer because I don't know what flowers I want. My wedding planner that my mom bought me luckily tells you like certain flowers that are in season for each season, so you know like what would technically be available around your date, which I think is pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of things that I'm kind of on a standstill on, because it's like like, I could go forward with thinking about things if I just had other things figured out, but I can't figure those things out until I figure out these other things. Like, for example, Adam asked me, like, oh, what's next? And I was like, well, here's the thing. Colors could be a good place to start, because once you have colors, then you can do florals, decor, groomsmen outfits, and bridesmaid outfits. I don't have bridesmaids. I don't know if you guys know that or not. I'm doing bridesmaids, and I'm having my brothers up there with me, because I don't have a lot of females in my life that I would trust enough to put up there, or that I feel close enough to put up there. So I'm using my brothers. My brothers are my bridesmaids, because I couldn't think of anybody else I'd rather up there with me. And this is no offense to my female friends. I have a good chunk of female friends also, but I don't think that I'm as close to them as I am to my brothers. And honestly, having male bridesmaids is one, like, non-traditional thing that I've always kind of imagined having. Back when I still had my big group of friends, I had always kind of imagined having, like, a mix of men and women. I don't have the men and women now. I have different men and only men. So, I mean, that's how that's going. But I am slowly trying to work on wedding planning. It just feels like it's at a standstill right now, because we have decisions to make about, like, theme. I never thought I'd have to pick a wedding theme. I thought I would just, like, roll with what I thought was cute for whatever specific item I'm looking at. But apparently you have to pick a theme. And I'm like, I understand themes, but I don't. You know, because it's like, I don't want, like, a really themed wedding, but I understand you still have to have some sort of theme. And I mean, it's a lot of technicalities, I guess is a good way to put it. I'm a very literal person, and my imagination does not span to a lot of these random things that I didn't think about. So it's like, I joked that we should have a Winnie the Pooh theme. I think I'm still gonna throw some Winnie the Pooh stuff in there, but Adam said no. Which is fine. Like, I wasn't super serious about an entire 100% Winnie the Pooh themed wedding, because that sounds like a lot. But I would like to incorporate little Winnie the Pooh elements. But other than that, it's like, what themes are there? I saw a cottagecore theme, which I was like, well, yeah, I like cottagecore, but how do you make that into a wedding, you know? Like, or I saw someone that did Game of Thrones. I was like, okay, hold up. The wedding in Game of Thrones ended bad for everybody, so let's maybe not recreate that. Thanks. But there's really just so much to think about that I haven't thought about. My brain, when I pre-planned my wedding like 5 years ago, before I was even with my man, I was just doing what I would like to have. I was just putting things that I knew I wanted and what I wanted. I repeated myself. I was putting things that I knew I wanted and what I liked. But now that I'm in the full throes of actually making it real and making it come true, there's so many other little details that I didn't think ahead on. So even me, who was like, I have my wedding all planned out already, I didn't, because I don't know half of the stuff that I'm supposed to pick. I don't have things for that. Like, I know I have an idea of what I want my dress to look like. Haven't gone dress shopping yet, because I don't know. I'm also not paying for my dress. My mom is, so. But there's so much going on that I'm like, I have no idea. I have no idea. My brain is just mush between work, because, like, I love my job, but there's so much work involved in my work because I'm a seamstress right now for for draperies. And so it's a lot of like precision and like making sure your numbers are correct, and numbers are very draining on me. So I have all that all day, and then I come home and I have homework with my accounting class and, you know, economics and horticulture, and it's like great. And then when this is for weekdays only, then I have maybe like 2 hours to myself before I go to bed, and trying to wedding plan in those 2 hours puts me to sleep because I'm just so mentally worn out by the end of the day. And like weekends are a little easier for me but harder because Adam works on weekends, so it's really hard for us to like find a good time to like gather up our forces of our brains and like plan things. So I'm just, brain is mush, wedding planning hard, school hard, and I'm tired. Like that's basically the gist of how my life has been going. So while yes, I do feel bad that I haven't been recording anything, you guys are all the time, every time I upload, that's the good parts that you guys see. Like the parts that actually have some substance to them. Because the rest of my brain, the rest of the week, I'm not doing anything but sitting on my ass and doing a lot of internal mental stuff. So when you guys get videos, that's why most of them are short and just like, here's my garden update, because that's the only other thing I do. That's my only outside mental capacity thing. And it's still mental capacity because it's like, okay, now I have to start planning next year's garden, and it's there's so much to do. I'm stressing. I've been rambling for 12 minutes now. I'm almost at my mom's house to go look at my garden. So I'm gonna stop talking now. At my garden again, and I came across this little green tomato that looks like it was what's it called, double fertilized. I don't know if you guys can even see what I'm talking about, but like see how the top is like two and it's like interconnected? That's really weird. I think it's funny. Hello everybody. I know I haven't really spoken too much to you guys yet in this vlog. Spent all day out and about doing stuff and things. My mom and I went to Sam's Club because I needed to go to Sam's Club, and I know she likes Sam's Club, so I was like, you want to go with me? So we went. And then we went to Michael's. Or no, we went to get food, and then we went to Michael's because we like have started deciding to look at like wedding aisle stuff just for funsies. My hair looks insane right now. I apologize. And then after I left, I got back from the grocery store. My feet fell asleep right now. Oh my gosh. I went to the grocery store and I got groceries, and now the goal is to clean my kitchen and take care of my front porch because I'm trying to transition into fall decor. So I want to take care of the dead planter boxes that are out there. I'm so sorry to admit that I have neglected my plants at my apartment because I was so focused on the plants at my mom's house. So my apartment garden has died very early because I stopped caring about it because I preferred the cool stuff that was happening at the garden at my mom's house. Does that fix it at all? No, not really. Okay. But anyways, so I'm gonna just do some cleaning real quick. Y'all are posted up on my laundry right now. I made this, by the way. This was my mock-up from my job. This little drape behind me. It's blackout. It makes our room very dark. I'm proud of it. I'm doing a pump change because mine doesn't seem to be working very well. It was leaking earlier when I was trying to give myself like a large dose of insulin, and I think it's still leaking, so I'm going to change it a little early. I'm not sure where to put it. I either want it on my stomach or on my thighs.
I don't know. Maybe stomach. Let's take a look-see at my tummy. Huh. Work, go. I think it was on my thigh before my arm, at least this thigh. So I'd have to either do it on this thigh, above Ginger's head, or on my stomach. Decisions. Sometimes it's exhausting being a diabetic because then you have to make these kinds of choices and you're like, I don't want to get stabbed anywhere again, but I have to. I think we're gonna put it on my stomach this time. So pod info, change pod, deactivate pod. I've had this for just over a year now, which is super impressive for me. You guys are also in a laundry pile because I'm cleaning, but I decided after I did my kitchen and my front porch, I sat on my couch for like 2 hours and then I just took a shower because I wanted to. Do you guys like my shirt? It says MILF and the back has like a raccoon on it. It says, man, I love fries. We saw this at Ross, Adam and I did, and I was like, I just have to show you this shirt that I found. It's insane. I love it so much. And he was like, how much is it? I was like, $10. And he's like, do you want it? And I said, yeah, I want it. So he bought me this shirt. So I now have a shirt with a raccoon on it that says, man, I love fries, but it's MILF lover. Other than that, today's been pretty decent. Like I said, I went to a couple stores with my mom. I got a lot of cleaning done. I wasn't expecting myself to get as much cleaned as I did, so I'm proud of that. I'm doing a little bit more, and then I'm going to chillax tonight. I have to put so much clothes away. So the one downside to me having started my job, right, is I have 2-day weekends again, like most of the population. And I just don't feel like I have enough time on the weekends to put my clothes away. Because I feel like I barely have enough time on the weekends to do my laundry. So it's a struggle. I'm gunning for it. I'm doing my laundry now and I'm going to put this away and then I'm going to try and put that away tonight also so that I have all my clothes where they need to be for the week. I need to reorganize some of my drawers too, which is why I want all my clothes washed because my sock drawer is becoming a nightmare. And my underwear drawer is a bit of a nightmare right now. And my closet could be better. The clothes are still mostly organized. I did not put them away in order last time, but they're still mostly organized. It's the bottom that's the problem. I have shoes and hiking stuff, rock climbing stuff, and my memory box. It's a nightmare in there. I'm not going to show you guys it at the moment, maybe later, but right now it's not good. So I need to get that picked up after I get all the clothes put away, before my next load of laundry is done, because my basket usually goes in the closet. It just has not been in there for a very long time. What did we say we were doing? Stomach? I can't remember. So that's kind of where I'm at. It's just, I feel like I haven't had the time to do things, which sucks, but it's fine. Luckily, this is the one upside to working somewhat of an opposite schedule as somebody. My stomach looks huge from the side. Maybe just because I'm twisted. That probably would hurt real bad, but it's probably not gonna be terrible. Alright, we're gonna go for here. This is really far over. I don't usually put it this far over. I don't know if it's just because I'm twisted or what. You guys can't even see it. Please don't fall. Oh, see, it's like sideways really weird. But I've never used this side before, so I'm gonna try it. I'm really scared. It's probably gonna hurt. Let me see. 1, 2, ba-da. It's a little lower than I wanted it to be, where the needle just went in, but it's not terrible. So we're gonna stick with it as our choice. I don't really have a lot of options otherwise. Hopefully this pump situation works out better. But no, as I was saying, working an opposite schedule as Adam kind of works out because I found a job that I really like, right? Which means I am working every day, right? I'm working 40 hours a week. Yeah. Which means we both work full time. So he and I handle the dishes on like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and his weekend is Monday, Tuesday. So usually he'll do the dishes on Tuesday for me, or Wednesday if he gets the day off. So the dishes are like not piling up so bad, but they still get piled up until like every third day, if that makes sense. But it's not bad, and I'm grateful that he took it upon himself to be like, you're working full time now, I'm gonna help you out more. Because the whole deal we had when I first moved out was because I was working part-time, I would do the majority of the housework because, you know, poor and cannot pay rent. So, but now that we are actually sort of on an even playing field, although he still makes like double the money I do or triple the money I do, that's okay, because my whole spiel has always been job satisfaction is more important to me than the money. Like, yes, the money is good for like groceries, but as long as I'm working at a place that I enjoy enough to want to go to work, I'm good. The only other job I've ever had that I felt this good about was working for the college. That was really fun, but I really like my job. I'm very happy there, and I love all my coworkers. I feel very welcomed and like accommodated, and I just feel really good about it, and I'm really excited to hopefully force myself to stay there. The issue now with that, though, comes into play of, all right, I'm getting married next year, and my degree requires me to be on a main campus. Closest main campus is 2 hours away, which means I think we should move. But I don't want to move because I like my job, and it's so hard to find good jobs. Now, we're not going to move anytime soon, right? We are staying put at this cheap apartment so we could pay for a wedding first. But I'm assuming within the next like 2 years or so, we will probably end up moving. And I don't want to think about that because it's so hard for me to find jobs that I like. And then finally, after like 6 jobs, I have found one that I am 110% okay with. And so, I don't know. I'm just yapping. I feel like I haven't given you guys a ton of content recently, so I'm just giving you what I can. And right now, I feel like yapping, so we're yapping. But I am going to, like I said, put these clothes away and then work on my other laundry. I'm going to probably go clean the living room a little bit too, just because I've been reading almost every night before bed. Not every night, but almost every night. I've been reading Twilight books. I'm on Breaking Dawn finally. And when I say Eclipse, like the ending of Eclipse made me cry. It made me cry. Yeah, it hurt my feelings a little bit. So, anyways, I once I'm done with that, I really want to reread the Cirque du Freak books because I haven't read them in their entirety since I was 9, and I really want to reread them. They're really hard to find though, like for purchase, except online. But there is a box set that's like $50 that is all 12 of the books. So I'm thinking I might treat myself to those books. I have the first 3 and the last 3. Don't ask why. Couldn't tell you. I mean, I could, but you don't care. My stomach's burning where I put it in. This is a really, like, new spot, but not a new spot for me. I hit it in a spot that, like, doesn't have scar tissue yet, so it's kind of like, ow. It's empty. But yeah, I'm just excited. Life is pretty good. Like, and everything that I've done as far as like spirituality goes have all pointed to like great signs. Like my tarot readings are all good. I got a fortune cookie the other 2 weeks ago, right after I got engaged, that said like a joyous adventure is coming to you, or like good things are happening. It's like, yeah, I know, like I've never been so content with my life, especially like realizing just how long I was in such a really dark place. Like I said, I feel like realistically I had been extremely depressed my whole life, but it was really bad from like COVID to last year, like beginning of last year, but especially 2023 to the beginning of last year, because that's when my dog died and that's when it all fell apart real bad. But COVID kind of sucked too, so it kind of like, I've been in a really long depression, and it's weird to officially be in a place of content in all areas of my life. I've had moments where I was content with my social life, where I was content maybe with my appearance, where I was content with like things, but I am 110% in a place in my life where I don't have any extra, like, I don't want to say goals, because obviously there's goals in life, but I'm content with where I'm at, I guess. Instead of like trying to rush through it or being like slightly miffed about things or just like a grumpy, angry, ornery person, I'm actually content in my life. Happy for the most part, yes, but I think content is more important than happy. I am happy with my job. I am happy in my relationship. I am happy in my apartment. I am happy with my cats. I am happy in the friendships that I have maintained and retained. But I'm content as a whole. There's never, if it's like a green pie chart, there's no red anywhere on it right now. I am just a big round ball of green contentment. And people say that's bad because like if you're content, you're not growing. I disagree. This year specifically, as we're coming into the fall, like the season's changing, I'm also just reflecting a lot on like how my life has been. This year has been so much growth. I feel like a completely new person. I watch old videos and old TikToks and things. I'm like, who is this? I don't even recognize you. If I were to do this a year ago, I'd be like, I don't recognize you, but I also know who you are. Now when I look back at it, I'm like, this is a different person. Like, I don't know who this is. Genuinely don't know. And it's really weird being in that spot in your life where you're like, I've changed so much for the better, positively, and I can feel it, and I'm noticing it in everything around me. I'm noticing it in how I uphold my boundaries with things. I'm noticing it just in the contentment that I feel. I'm genuinely happy, and I'm genuinely, like, I would say out of my depression. But what's even better is back, when I would be sort of happy, mostly happy, I was always like, so what bad thing is going to happen? Something bad's going to happen. Something bad's going to happen. I don't feel that fear right now. Like, obviously, like, you don't know what's going to happen in life, but I feel like I'm at a point where I accept everything that comes. And I'm not, like, terrified of anything, like, bad happening just because things are going good right now. And it's, yeah, so, I don't know. It's been a year. It's been a year. I'll give you guys a better, like, in-depth overview towards the end of the year, like around January or December. Because, like I said, I want to delve into that a lot more about just what growth has happened. But I just feel like a new person, and I feel kind of like I'm in my prime. Like, you may not think so on the surface, because it's like I sit home all weekend. I like to read. I'll crochet sometimes, and, you know, I don't really go out much. I don't drink much. I don't smoke. I don't do anything, like, crazy. But I feel like I'm in the prime of my life right now. I feel like everything is falling into place as it should be. He is stretched out. Dude's big chillin'. Oh, big stretch. Look at this Tommy. Take a big stretch. He is out for the count. We are chilling together. Look at his little face. Look at the little face. I've been hiking a lot recently. I've gotten, like, really into it. And I think it's been amazing. I go every weekend. It's definitely, like, slowly helping my cardio, but I'm noticing more that it's just peaceful, and I really enjoy getting out into nature and getting away from the hustle and bustle. So just enjoy some of these clips from the hike that I did. There's me. Hello, hi, how are you? But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.